Hey, good morning. What is going on? Welcome into the channel. Happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy for today, or just your current energy whenever you find this reading, via the tarot, astrology, and channeled messages. So let's get into it. We are, in Scorpio season. When I'm recording, these messages are always timeless, but the energy is a little heavy today. There's a little more tension. There's a little more emotion, feeling going on within us. You might be feeling this, just waking up a little bit heavier or feeling more lethargic throughout the day. There are several planets in retrograde right now, and as I mentioned, we are in Scorpio season. We just moved into Scorpio season, which really does connect us with those deeper desires, those longings of our heart. And with retrograde, asking us to slow down a little bit more and tune in to what our heart wants, it brings up a lot. You know, it's fun to fantasize about the success we want to achieve, the way we want our life to look in however long, but it also brings up those places where it's not, or people, situations where we desire those things with are not working out in that way. And so we do have to kind of be mindful of some hard truths right now. Tomorrow is going to be a new moon in Scorpio. New moons are awesome for setting new intention or readjusting things that aren't working that you still feel like could be a great goal, a positive success, something that you would find fulfillment with. And, maybe it's just readjusting. Maybe it's taking a different approach. That's also a strong energy right now in the astrology, being a little bit more inventive. Mercury is in opposition to Uranus today, so we'll talk about that, but there's a little resistance to opening up to new possibilities, new ways of doing things. Especially if it's a little uncomfortable or puts you out of your normal wheelhouse. There might be a lot of fear that it's not going to be successful. So there's a fear of staying safe is what I'm hearing. We'll start the reading with this energy cleansing, a little blessing for you, blessing for me. Cleanse out any unwanted, unneeded energy. Set the tone for the reading. Also, bring your own intentions as well. Messages you would like to hear from spirit or questions you would like answered. It's a great way to personalize the reading is what I was going to say. And I also do personal readings as well. So tarot, astrology, mediumship, and then I do energy healing and wellness, holistic wellness consultation, allowing us to rebalance that mind, body, soul. That really helps us be the most successful version of ourselves. Helps us find that happiness and fulfillment that we all seek. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best today. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm, cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, I'm in love. Amen. All right, so, one of the things I really do love about Scorpio season is it connects us with more of those spiritual parts of ourselves. Depending on what you resonate with, it's not about a certain religion, certain practice, etc. This is about connecting with that part within you. And also, honoring the spirit world. You know, we're seeing this a lot through different celebrations that are coming up end of October into November that honor the ancestors, our lineage before us. Really giving an opportunity, even if you don't have good connections or strong connections with people in your family, etc., it still is an opportunity to reflect on how that manifests in yourself and therefore in your world, especially when we're talking about changes, transformations that we want to see happen. Yeah, going into more of those subtler layers is what the ocean represents. It's that intuition, it's that innate knowing. It's where we're, like I was saying, connecting with those deeper layers of ourselves, because it is uncovering. It's uncovering messages, information that you need, specifically tuning in and listening to that guidance, to that direction. It's always going to feel peaceful. Even if it's like not something you want to do, it's going to make your heart feel peaceful. It's a peaceful knowing, right? That's definitely a good way to like acknowledge, validate your intuition and what those messages are. Yeah, because you really are about to step into a time of abundance. Regardless of where you find yourself present day, the wheel is turning, you know, things are happening. There is movement, even though it's really slow right now, even though we have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all in retrograde, which is challenging us 100% on our shadow self. The moth energy has been coming up all week, and it is really this weeding out. Unfortunately, we do have to be open to see these parts of ourselves, parts of other people, parts of situations around us that don't feel good, that do feel a little bit messy. You know, as cliche as this might sound, there are gifts. There are gifts in there for you. And it's really what I'm hearing on a deeper level. It's the key. It's the key to what you need to know so that you're not making these same decisions again, right? When you open up to these new beginnings. Pomegranate is about fertility. It's also connected with the High Priestess in the tarot, which again, confirmation all across the board of like how those subtler layers are playing out in your life right now. Not a lot's going on. Not a lot's going on. The winter is in your blocked energy today, and it's just, so there is a little bit of a waiting game, and I feel like maybe a twiddling of your thumbs, you know, like it's bringing up a lot, right? It's bringing up a lot of emotion. There's also a lot of water element in the astrology right now. I've been talking about this a lot. We have a lot of planetary placements in water sign, but it's all being conflicted with our sense of self, who we are, how we want to evolve, how we want to transform, and what that's actually going to look like in real time. Communication today is a little shoddy, so be mindful of that. Like I said, Mercury is in opposition to Uranus, and before I was starting to shuffle, I split the deck to Five of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. So there is, you're going to be coming into situations, dealing with people where it's like it shouldn't move forward. You know, some of these people, these dynamics, you're going to have to cut off. You already know that. You're already in the process of that, if that resonates for you. Some of you, it feels like boundaries, right? Just having very, very intentional boundaries about certain situations. The Chariot pops out. This is going to be what makes you feel the strongest, the most in control of what's happening. And that is really the name of the game right now, because things do feel a little bit unsettled. It's, you know, as cool as intuition is, it can also be like really off-putting or like just very destabilizing, right? that is compounded with that Neptune in Pisces in retrograde. It brings up just like a lot of feelings, illusions. It's hard to see people and their true intentions. And if you're already feeling some red flags, there's that Five of Swords. If you're already feeling some red flags, really listen to that and honor yourself through the boundaries that you are cultivating. Yeah, because there is a need to self-protect. I'm hearing this, and we've been seeing this a lot play out, right? There's still some need to self-protect around these red flag situations and people, because there's some things that are happening in the background to really bring these situations to a close. And I feel like some people are not getting that message, right? There's people who are just keep trying to come after you. Yeah, there's our closure right there with the world. There's like people who keep trying to come after you, and it's this low vibey energy. And you know who and what this is in your life. You can sense it, you can feel it. This is exactly like what you're trying to move away from. This is where that resistance to the change is happening. People that are still trying to keep you attached to the past, whether it's, energetically, physically, talking about you, gossiping, keeping, there's just these people that can't let it go. Yeah, okay, so there's our... And it's making you question, right? Like, again, it's making you question like the validity of what you see and feel, because as much as you feel like you know better, at the same time, the lack of movement is making you question yourself. That's where this perspective card is coming into play. I was just talking about this with a client recently about how, about the value of perception, right? That even our eyes only see a certain percentage of what's actually in front of us. And if we kind of just flip that perception, it puts a totally new spin on things. So the places that you're questioning yourself, the places that you feel uncertain, the moon in opposition to Chiron, the places you feel uncertain about yourself, about the empowering steps that you are taking, the way that you are trying to push forward, it's making you question. These things that aren't moving are making you question, making you wonder, dealing with people who are really difficult, who are really resistant, and almost as if they seem to keep coming out on top. That's where the self-protection is coming into play. And I'm even hearing this that much more because it's about protecting your future. It's about protecting this abundance that you are bringing in. And there is a lot of abundance here. There's a lot of empowerment. There's a lot of strength. There's a lot of abundance here for you. And that's where you're moving towards. But I feel like these people, the naysayers, the haters, those are the ones that have the loudest voice right now. And not good, bad, right, or wrong. It's just the nature of the beast. It's what actually forces you to do the work, to do the hard work, make the hard choices, to be your own biggest fan, your own biggest cheerleader. I'm going to believe in myself, even if no one around me wants to, even if everyone around me is trying to bring me down, right? We're coming from this time of people, situations really having a hard time with letting you be your authentic self, the authentic version of yourself, wanting to keep you around for their own manipulative interests. Yeah, that King of Wands, of course, he pops up as I'm saying that, confirmation. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. He's been popping up a lot in our readings, and they don't have to be whomever or whatever you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be one of a fire sign. It's just someone who's very aggressive, very dominating and controlling, needs it to be their way, period. And this does feel, 100%, Six of Wands. This is someone who's out for their own victory. Regardless of what they say to you, it feels very like someone who will say one thing to you 1 minute, and then the next minute they're doing something completely different and being like, well, you should have not. They're blaming you, right? They're blaming you for, it's inauthentic. Like, it feels like they are very good at lying and manipulating, you know, being maybe all nice and friendly to your face, or trying to pretend like, you know, they're on your side, they have your best interest at heart, when in reality, it's a very, very selfish energy. And, you know, this person maybe is not taking action against you right now, but they're trying to think through their next steps. They're being very strategic. They hate the way that things are going. It's making them super emotional. As I was saying, beginning of the reading, just as much as this feels heavy for you, it feels heavy for them too. And this doesn't feel like someone who's very aware of themselves or is trying to like understand the situation and do it better next time. Again, 6 of Wands, out for their own agenda, out for their own victory. And it feels like it's gonna blow up in their face. It's a progression that they can't stop, is what I'm hearing. And for you, you sense this, you feel this, you're caught in the middle of all of this. It sucks, I feel like, but at the same time, recognize that things are coming to a head. Things are coming to a close. Eventually it will get there, you know. 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You're doing a lot of juggling. You have a lot of stress on your plate. And sometimes things just take time to unfold. That is just the value of being on the earth plane, right? In earth energy, it's the slowest moving force. And as much as there is tension today, a lot of it is releasing, a lot of it is waning away. We're the day before the new moon, so we're moving into the dark phase of the moon, where it is kind of like this complete silence, this opportunity to really kind of go into those deeper layers, deeper parts of your heart, of your soul, to listen, right? Listen to what those messages, what your soul is trying to communicate to you, just like we talked about at the very beginning of the the relationship, yep, the beginning now of the reading. Because it is uncovering new beginnings. We have that promise of new beginnings today. It's happening, it's here. We're going from the World to the Ace of Pentacles, a fresh start, and it feels more grounded. Yeah, trust in the process, trust in how things are moving forward. Don't be too hard on yourself. Be gentle, yep. Be mindful of that monkey mind, 100%. You are not your thoughts. I know that's a little cliche, but it's so true, right? Just because you think a thing doesn't mean you have to like believe that about yourself, or believe that about someone else, or about a situation, you know? Because that's really going to be what dictates how fluidly, how balanced you can be moving through this process. Remember, someone's trying to fight, someone's trying to win, and therefore, 4 of Pentacles, self-protection is really important right now. And like I said, you're gonna know who and what this is. You're gonna feel that intensity rise. There's enough tension in the astrology where we do have to be mindful, especially when dealing with people, situations who already are a little bit volatile, right? This King of Wands energy. Knowing when to take a step back, knowing when to say, okay, you know, I'm not going to engage in this. Let's see. Yeah, that's the guidance. That's the direction. And that's also that value of being a little bit more present, a little bit more tuned in to those subtler layers, because you can sense when someone's about to erupt. You can sense when someone's going to start trying to fight, or trying to provoke, or trying to. And that's where it's like, trusting your guidance, trusting your instincts, and having an exit plan. Because it is closing out. Yeah, we're in a time where you know, you're not seeing things 100%, it's not a bad on you. It's just the nature of the beast. Wah, wah, sorry. What a Debbie Downer moment. Thank you so much for your time and energy, though. I really hope that you found messages that resonated. I super appreciate you always. Definitely drop comments below. I love to hear. I love to connect. You know, we're just sharing a little love, little TLC. I appreciate all the love and blessings that you bring to the channel, and I am sending those back your way.